it with your, because at home when I do the yoga, like on Saturday mornings, I set it up and then we go live and it changes.
That's right. So we perhaps need to snuggle in a bit more.
Yeah.
That's right, because it's have our heads cut off.
Mm-hmm.
There we go.
There we go.
Is that better?
Yeah.
Close on dismiss. I don't have anything. It's telling us to do things.
Hello, everybody. Hello. One out there, someone's given us a thumbs up already. It's not quite 8 o'clock.
Good to see you.
Oh, 3 people. Hello, everybody.
Hi.
Welcome to the last Thursday in June, 30th of June.
I know. Where did June go?
We did June go.
6th month of the year. Just about done and dusted. What we've got 4 hours left.
Woohoo.
Woohoo.
Boom. Boom, boom, boom.
Hey.
Boom, boom, boom. Say hello if you're here. Give us a comment. Hi Mark.
Hi
Dad. Welcome to the cold. Yeah. It's so funny. We're talking about flexibility tonight, and I always think I don't know if you notice this, but and maybe you can tell us as well in the comments, but in the colder months my flexibility reduces.
Oh, okay.
Have you noticed that?
No, I don't really notice.
Oh,
no.
I do. Like, I notice if I'm doing like Hanumanasana, like splits pose.
Yeah.
I don't go as far.
Okay.
And it's not as easeful and graceful. So
Okay.
the coldness kind of creates that constriction and tightness in the
Okay.
body. Maybe it's just because I'm like this.
It's bloody cold. Oh no, I'm quite warm, really.
You are.
I'm at that time of life, really. I think that I'm a little bit more warm than I used to be, actually. What about you guys?
Maybe
Girls?
that's what it is. Yeah, tell us what you think if you've oh look, we've got some comments. Yes.
Okay,
Hey,
Andrea.
Yeah.
Hey, finally made it. Yes, so very pleased to see you.
Yay.
Great.
And good. And Mark agrees. He's saying yes, in the cold is a bit slower. Absolutely. So it's important we talk about flexibility and maintaining it, because obviously the better our flexibility is in the warmer months than in the colder months.
We've got a bit to fall back on then, haven't we?
Yeah, we have. Shall we get going?
Let's get started.
Yeah.
Well, welcome along. This is the June Satsang for Yoga to Transform. I'm Audrey.
I'm Christina.
And you might have seen us on the Facebook page.
yeah, or on our YouTube channel.
Yes, or in the other social media things that we do. So we're really pleased to be with you. We've got a 45-minute program for you tonight, and we really are so pleased that you've been able to join us. So have you ever said to yourself, oh, I'm not flexible enough for that?
Like when someone says, oh, I do yoga. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, no, I'm not flexible enough to do yoga. Anyone, have you said that yourself?
Yeah.
Write it in your comments.
Yeah, tell it in the comments. Yeah, this afternoon's yoga is dressed in layers, not so easy. Yeah, exactly. The more clothes you have on, the harder it is to do yoga. Yeah. Absolutely. But I know when I tell people that I do yoga or that I teach yoga, 9 times out of 10, the first reaction I get is, oh, I've thought about yoga. People keep telling me I should do yoga, but I'm just not flexible enough.
Yeah, they haven't really realized that that's the outcome. You know, it's not a requirement to do yoga to be flexible. It's the outcome of doing it.
Absolutely. And it's not even necessarily that
somebody noticed, I just noticed down there, carry on hamstrings. Yes.
Yeah, the old hamstrings, definitely. So if you've ever said, oh, I'm not flexible enough to do yoga, tonight's satsang is all about actually reminding ourselves that yoga improves our flexibility. And the point of yoga
is actually to improve your flexibility.
Exactly. And a whole lot of other things as well. It improves body, mind and spirit, and that's why Audrey and I love it so much.
That's right. And we really are pleased that you're here to join in with us. So that's such a great thing. So Christina, do you want to just outline what flexibility is really?
Absolutely. Yeah. So it's not touching your toes. So I'm starting with what flexibility is not, right? You know, we see when you think about traditional yoga Instagram poses, there's some pretty, exactly.
Wow, big things going on.
Always makes me go, ooh. So it's not that, right? That is not flexibility. And from Audrey and my perspective, it's actually about being able to move through life with grace and ease, right? So that's why what we think flexibility is. But we thought we'd check out what the dictionary thought.
Always a good place.
And the dictionary says that flexibility is the ability to move your muscles and joints through a full range of motion. So a full range of motion. So when you
circle your arm, you can't see us because we're out of range, but maybe circling your hands, here we are going into range here, circling, so you've got a full range of motion. Does it do everything it's supposed to do?
Exactly.
Or are you gronching or stuck somewhere?
And sometimes when I'm teaching yoga, sometimes we're just actually helping improve that range of motion. Like that's actually the whole yoga. It's got nothing to do with touching toes. It's putting your hand up the wall and leaning against it to create flexibility, and then moving it on a diagonal and leaning into the wall again.
That's right. And actually just being able to rotate your elbow around as you touch your shoulder.
Yes.
And some of us have a little bit of gronching going on, but then that's just the way it is. And you need to practice.
Exactly. And as you kind of do these movements, which are not difficult, but they are increasing your flexibility because you've got that full range of movement in your joints and in your muscles. And that means that you can live an unrestricted and pain-free life, right? So because your body has more freedom, ease, and mobility. And so that's what flexibility is. So it's just about being able to do this.
Right? I hope you're all having a go at doing that, right?
Exactly.
So she says making sure her arm's in view.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, see, and Andrea, you had a frozen shoulder for 1 year, and it
must have been a pain in the
shoulder. So, and when you've had an experience like a frozen shoulder, or I had sciatica in my hip after having the children.
I've had hip joint replacements, so I've had arthritis in my hips.
You realize how important flexibility is for your overall well-being. And you know, a lot of people focus on workouts and fitness and running and all of that stuff, but they miss the flexibility training. Yeah.
And actually by having the flexibility training, you're actually teaching yourself to be well, really. You're able to, if you're flexible and supple and able to move in the directions you want to go, that means you're actually able to hold your body in the right position. So you're not going to get sore and you're not going to get tired, because actually you're not having to, you know, constantly pull yourself back upright, because actually you are feeling balanced and flexible in your whole body, and often it's just spine, but then we've been talking about arms and shoulders and hips and things as well. So
knees, ankles,
and of course those parts of your body are the parts that are going to give you injuries. So no, you can trip over, or you can miss your step. So if your knee's not functioning properly, or you're not flexible in your foot or your ankle, you're going to be able, you're going to maybe move in a way that's going to actually injure yourself.
Absolutely. So there's heaps of benefits, aren't there, Audrey?
Oh, absolutely. So preventing injury, and you're going to be in alignment, so actually things are not going to wear out in the wrong order or in the wrong way, because actually you're standing upright, everything's functioning in the way it should.
Yeah.
So it actually improves your overall shape. And for those of you who know me, you might have noticed that through yoga, I'm a little bit of a different shape than I used to be. I'm sort of more elongated, I'm kind of more balanced top to bottom, and I actually can function a lot better because I am in a better shape. I'm more efficient with my lungs. I'm more efficient, therefore, with my blood supply, so everything's going to be getting a good blood supply, and I'm going to be functioning much better. Yeah. So, of course, being flexible also helps you manage stress. All right, so you're not being put in a position of slumping in your chair, or having to, lie down, maybe even when you get home because you're so tired. You're actually able to function throughout your whole day in a way that makes you efficient and effective.
Yeah, because there's a whole lot of, the joints are meant to be able to rotate and move without pain and ease, right? With pain, with ease and grace, right?
Yes.
And that full range of motion in those joints and in the muscles. So if you have a lack of range of motion in any area of your body, it does take extra effort to kind of compensate in the other parts of your body, just to be able to continue through the day. So you actually, it's harder work.
That's right, because you're actually having to grip in a different position to hold that side up if you're not working efficiently through your body, and especially you might notice that with your spine. So we've talked a little bit about limbs, so your shoulder might not be working that well, or your hip, but what happens is actually if you're functioning well and flexible and throughout your whole body, your spine helps you be upright, gives you that support of your whole torso, and you're actually able to move with ease and grace.
And it's funny, I've just been rehabilitating someone who's had 2 spine surgeries, and that he has to do block movements, right? Which a block movement is nose and toes and hips facing the same way. So he can't turn, he can't twist, he can't reach, like he can't if you're using a shovel or a spade, he can't do those kind of like bending, flexing motions. So you're right, the spinal flexibility is so important, because you don't want to end up just block movements where
because you know when you've got a sore neck and you've got to move your whole torso to look around when you're driving a car or something. That's really painful, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly.
So for those people who are kind of might have noticed I've had just a bit of a birthday recently, and we're all getting older every day, but actually flexibility helps you age well. It gives you the opportunity to continue to do all those great movements that you've been able to do since you were a small child. Maybe not quite as flexibly, maybe not quite, because they're just super duper, how you used to be able to do the splits and roly-polies and all that. But certainly through a little bit of practice every day, you can improve your flexibility, and therefore you can improve the way that you age.
And we've just had a great question about what comes first, fitness or flexibility. And I actually think that both of them, like it's not a chicken or egg. I think we have to be working on our fitness and our flexibility at the same time, which is why it's so important that why every class that you do it when you go to the gym has the 5-minute cool down stretch track. And it's not long enough. You need to probably do just as much stretching as you do exercise. So I think both of them come first, and the practice of yoga actually improves your fitness. So I noticed I used to run before I practiced yoga, then I stopped, then I started running again. I don't run anymore, but because of the yoga practice, my strides were longer and it felt freer running. I was like, wow, this is a completely different experience. So I think you need both.
And it makes me think of being flexible to walk. Now when you walk, there's actually a lot of stuff going on, and we're trying not to be that block person who's marching like this, because actually when you walk you need to have a twist going on in your torso. You need to have your feet that are able to actually step down and flex through your feet and your ankles.
Try this at home.
I know. Next time you go for a walk, make sure in bare feet, just walking around now tonight, just check and see how much flexibility you've got in your feet, so that you've got the opportunity to see that kind of flexibility from, say, walking the dog and downward facing dog. That was one of the things I did today in the class. Just being able to flex the toes, flex the foot, and allow all those muscles to get a little bit of a workout, not in a functional way, but just simply to stretch them through.
Yeah, absolutely. So right. So how we've got 3 today's quite an active satsang, and we've got 3 things that we're going to cover off now. So we're going to start with the breath, and then move into the body, and then we're going to get into relaxation and restoration, because we all know that a good restore at the end of the day, on a Thursday, the last day of the month, is so important. So it's so easy to improve your flexibility. And interestingly enough, I don't know if everyone's heard of this, but I think it's quite a common fact, is that most humans only use 10% of their brain capacity. Well, a little less common fact is most humans only use 10% of their lung capacity.
Oh, okay.
I know.
That doesn't seem right.
No. So, and yoga is a practice of increasing our lung capacity, and so much of yoga, one of the limbs is pranayama, which is breathing, like learning to control the breath. And there's a couple of the reason why it's such an important limb is that pranayama is the life force, so it's that vitality moving into you. So we need to practice then increasing our ability to breathe into our lungs and increase our lung capacity.
Let's see if I can just move this around. Chopped our heads off as usual. There we go.
There we go. So I guess the first thing that we're going to do, just kind of focusing on a bit of pranayama, is bring your hands actually down to your ribs. So just place them on your ribs.
So we see your ribs there. There we are.
See my hands on my ribs.
Oh,
there
look
we
at
go.
that. Yep.
There you go. So just breathe them in and inhale just deeply down into the ribs.
So you're looking for the hands to move slightly, are you?
Yeah, so if you notice, as I inhale deeply, my hands separate, and then as I exhale, my hands come back, right? So most of us are breathing up into the chest, not down into the lower ribs. So breathing into that lower ribs, and then exhale. Instant calm, isn't it?
Yeah. You can't really be busy.
No, you can't. You can't be doing anything else. But we're increasing that flexibility in the ribs now. So now bring your hands to the outside edges of the ribs. So I might just move that down again so we can just see. So the hands are now just on the sides of the ribs here. And again, inhale and just focus on breathing out into the hands. And back. Let's do that one more time, just breathing out into the hands.
It's not usually where you feel like you're breathing, is it?
No. You're going to love this last one because we never breathe into this place. And hands on the back, right?
Here she goes.
Here she goes. Place your hands on the back. And you'll notice with your flexibility, even I find it hard to place my hands on the back, at the back of the ribs, right? So breathing into the back there. And then exhale. And you should feel your hands moving apart. Deep enough inhalation. Let's do it again.
Oh, there we go. I got it in the last little bit. It's quite hard.
It's really hard.
It's not really where we're expecting to breathe, is it?
No, it's not. And when I actually first started increasing my own lung capacity and doing those breathing exercises into the, like, expanding the lower ribs, expanding the side ribs, and expanding the back ribs, my lungs hurt.
Yeah, well, I suppose if you're not using something and then you start using it, it's just like any muscle, isn't it?
It was like the brachiolae who had been laying dormant, and all of a sudden there was like air going into that space. It was like, oh,
what are we doing?
I know.
What do we have to do? It's so long since I've had air. What am I supposed to do?
Stretching my muscles. So we're just going to now that we've just had that little experience, and I encourage you to practice that at home, is increasing that lung and rib capacity. Just breathing, we're going to do a breathing exercise, breathing deep into our breath, where we're going to inhale for 4, exhale for 4, then go to a count of 5, then a count of 6. And let's see if we can make it all the way up to a count of 8.
Okay.
Let's go. All right, so you can close your eyes. If you want, you can place your hands on your ribs or the outer ribs, or even your back if you want to focus on a certain area. Just close your eyes. And we're just going to inhale for 4, 3, 2, 1. Pause. Exhale. 4, 3, 2, 1. Pause. Inhale. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pause. Exhale. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pause. Inhale. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pause. Exhale. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pause. Inhale. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pause. Exhale. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pause. Last time, inhale. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pause. Exhale. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pause, and then release the breath. Return to normal breathing. Open your eyes.
Wow. I found, I'm not sure, let us know what you did, how it felt for you. I'll just have a wee look. What I found was that when I was getting to about 6, 7 and 8 for the inhale, I really couldn't take a full, I had to actually almost sip a little bit more, because obviously I don't use that breath enough. So it's obviously a practice.
Absolutely.
A practice, and improve your flexibility by breathing more deeply.
Exactly. So that will increase your lung capacity. It increases then the flow of oxygen and the amount of oxygen moving through your body, and it increases your vitality, and it helps with that mobility.
That's right, because actually your ribs are connected or floating around your spine. They're connected to each other. You've got your shoulders floating on top, so there's a lot of connective tissue in there that can get that added bonus of being stretched by improving your lung capacity.
And there are muscles and joints between the ribs that you stretch out by having that deeper inhale and exhale. So just also reflect on whether the inhalation was quite challenging. Like, could you do a smooth inhale for that? Like Audrey said, she had to sip it in. And then could you do a smooth exhale as well? And just that practice of increasing this capacity of your ribs to expand and contract, because a lot of people pull ribs. Yeah, here I am. A lot of people pull ribs and break ribs, particularly as they age.
That's right. So actually that means that's quite a good point. Are we going to move on to doing a few exercises?
Yes, let's move on to...
So hopefully you've got a space that you can move.
That's good. So Andrew said it made you straighten your back. And then at 6, Aqua's doing the same as you, just kind of like
inhaling. Yeah. So it's interesting because I was much better at flow. My flow was much better on the exhale.
Yes.
Much smoother, but certainly the inhale. I'll need to practice those last couple of numbers.
Yeah.
7 and 8.
Yeah, exactly. But maybe stop at 6 and just get really good at doing it at 6. And then when you've mastered 6, go to 7. Yeah. So shall we move?
Yeah. So hopefully you've got a wee space that you can stand up in, because we're just going to start with some really basic and easy to do flexibility moves. Now, I might have changed my mind about what I'm going to do. I might have to move our screen upwards slightly so you can see more.
Okay.
So we're just going to, here we go. Here we are, everybody. Right, so we've got a mat and we're just going to stand on the mat. Now I've still got my socks on and my glasses on, so I might take my socks off. Just get the grounding going in my feet. And we're just going to start feet about hip width apart, and we're going to start with a twist and tap movement. So I might just turn this down because Christina's just standing right there, which is good. All right, so just taking your feet hip width apart and then just beginning to bring your body into a bit of a twist. Now you can't really see our feet, but do feel free to bend your knees. And as you move around, you might actually want to come up onto the ball of your foot, so you're actually lifting up the heel. Now you may find this is just perfectly enough. All right, how's this feeling? I noticed one of the people in my class today, really she was obviously not very flexible in her spine, and she was just doing very small movements So feel what it feels like. And we've been doing yoga for a while, so we know that we've got quite a lot of flexibility in our spine. But how do we get that? We've got it by doing small amounts of exercise regularly. You know?
Absolutely.
You've got to get up in the morning and do something. You know, you can't be expecting just to go to one class a week. All right, so twist and tap. If you're making a note of some of the things that we're doing, twist and tap. Notice what's happening with your shoulders, your neck.
It's just such great movement for that range of flexibility in the spine, isn't it?
That's right.
Yeah.
You know, and you have to be grounded. Feel that your feet are on the floor. You've got good flexibility, or you're working on your flexibility in your feet.
Yeah. And it's quite strong. I feel it in my core.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because you have to hold yourself strong, don't
That's
you?
right.
Really? Yeah.
That's right. Because you've got quite a lot going on.
You have.
All right. And let's come back to stillness. All right. Now, we often talk about flexibility, and Andrea mentioned about her shoulders. So we're actually just going to reach up, and you can't really see, but you're going to reach right up into the sky. If it feels okay, reach over the top of your head as if you're going to touch the wall on the other side. Yeah, how does that feel? So you've got some crunching going on one side, and you've got some expansion going around on the other. Gently come back upright, release your hand down, and just stand there for a moment. See if you notice any difference, any sensation one side to the other. This time change your hands, reach up, 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 and side bend. All right, so you're going to side bend. Great.
You know, when I first started doing yoga, this move was excruciating.
Really?
Down the side.
Yeah. Back upright. Oh, wow.
Interesting.
I'm a great fan of number 3. So let's do 3 on each side. So let's go back to the first side. Reaching up, side bending. Notice where your ear's going. Come back upright. Swap it over. And side bend. If you want to bring your breath into it, you exhaled for the bend across, and you inhale to come upright, and exhale the arm down. Last time, first side. Reach up, exhale. Breathe in, breathe out, arm down. Last time, breathe in, side bend. Come upright and bring your hands down. Now I'm going to give you a moment if you want to rush to the computer and tell us how that's feeling. We'll have a look at it in a minute. As well, just gently, I'd invite you to get a chair or stand close to the wall. I'm going to give you the chair, Christina. So just going to do a forward bend to the chair so we're not playing. So we can either go to the back of the chair, or we can just side forward bend to the wall. So you're just going to put your hands either on the wall or on the chair, walk your feet back, and just begin to checking in that your hips are still over your knees or over your ankles. Just going to walk your hands down or your feet back. And give yourself a bit of a stretch out here. Draw the belly button in towards the spine. Check in with your shoulders and your ears. Monty the yoga cat's come for a look, but nobody's on the floor to pat him. How's that feeling, Christina?
Oh my gosh, it's so good.
All right, so we're doing a bit of stretching here. If you're doing it at home, how does that feel? Where's the sensation for you?
Yeah, because it'll be different for all of us depending on the tight parts in the body, yeah?
That's right, and the sensation gives us a really good guide as to what we need to do. Do we need to go deeper? Or do we need to bring the torso upright? Do we need to step in more, step back? You're the only one that can really determine how it feels in your body. Let's lift our heads and walk forward towards the chair or the wall to come out of this. And release. And I know some people that we're finding it in their hands from the wall. Because actually, you really can't do one move without using lots of different parts of your body.
Not in yoga, no.
That's right. So I did have 4 things to do and I can't remember. Sometimes that happens like that, doesn't it? What was my 4th one? put the glasses back on, twist and tap, side bend, wrist, forward fold. Oh, that's right. Well, I was actually going to change from the forward fold. I was going to do a lunge.
Oh, nice.
All right, so let's just do that as well. So with the forward fold, our feet were parallel, but what I'm going to invite you to do is to use the wall, but bring one foot forward so that the knee's bent, all right, and the back foot can either be heel down or up on the ball of the foot, and you're beginning to work into bending that front leg. Check in, because we're looking for alignment, knee over ankle, foot grounded, don't need to be on a tight rope, more on railway tracks, so just move your feet a little wider apart from each other if you're feeling the balance not being there. Again, using the wall or using the chair. As this progresses, of course, you're beginning to bend further into that front leg, taking it deeper. And we've got two sides, so we better do the other side. So gently step forward. Woo. Come back in, and let's swap sides. So step back with the other leg, bend into the front knee. You've got your hands on the wall or hands on the chair. Check in alignment, check in knee over ankle, shoulders relaxed down away from your ears. Turn the corners of your mouth up into that advanced yoga pose called a smile. And working here for about 3, 2, 1, and step forward to come out of it. And before you move around too much, just stand still and notice any sensations in your body. My hands are tingling.
My legs are tingling.
Yeah, I've got a bit of action going on in my belly. It's probably too close to my dinner time. Yeah, notice that I was obviously drawing my belly button in, which was, giving my core some support. Yeah.
I always feel it in my heart, like I think I'm going to start moving. So,
yeah. Good. All right, how'd you go? Get back to the computer, take a moment or two, write down how it went for you.
And it's interesting, what I found was that such simple movements, but you feel them really strongly in your body. I felt them really strongly in my body, even though I can have much advanced practices. Those simple movements still have a huge impact.
That's right.
On our bodies.
That's right. I mean, I'm a great fan of going to beginner yoga classes. I love going, and because there's never a practice that's not worthwhile. There's never a practice that you don't get some benefit from. Hi Dinah, what she said. Good, more gently, and found it easier to make it to 8 counts.
Yeah.
Oh, you found it more difficult to breathe out for 8.
Yeah, there you go.
That's interesting, because I was the other way around.
Yeah, we're all different. And
that's right. Hi Mark. Notice wall, lean in, and shoulders stretch.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that's quite a thing, isn't it? Because you've got a lot of work going on to hold you there.
So the muscle where you'll notice it is the muscle that's holding the most tension. So it's not that the other muscles aren't being stretched. Yeah, it does feel really good in your lower back, those moves. That stretch out against the wall is so good for clearing the lower back. But if you do notice, so if you notice it in your shoulders, I noticed it in my hamstrings.
Yeah.
The muscle that's holding the most tension or is most tight is the area where you'll feel it first. And then as that begins to open up, you might notice other parts of the body where you're like,
oh, I can feel it there as well.
Yeah. So it's just the areas that need to be released most come in that way.
That's right.
Yeah.
Okay. So there we go. We've had some breathing. We've had some gentle movement. What are we up to now, Christina?
We're up to getting ourselves into a restorative so that we can go through into a juicy nidra.
Oh, yay.
Woo, favourite part of the Satsang.
All right, so we're going to use that chair again. So hopefully you've got a kitchen chair or a dining room chair, and we're going to sit down on the ground, use a blanket or a pillow or something, and we're just going to kind of hug into the chair. So Christina, what have I got here for you? I've got some blankets, another blanket, I've got a cat. No, he won't be any good. He's decided to join us. Better have a look at Monty, the yoga cat, who's taken over one of the chairs. Where is he? There he is.
Now, I think it's really important that when you you're doing a restorative pose, it's really important that you're comfy. So make sure that you're set up at the right height. So if you need pillows or blankets or bolsters underneath you, that you've got that.
So I've got a
little pillow.
A little pillow to sit on, maybe.
Yeah.
Let's get her really set.
Yeah, exactly. All into comfort, right?
Yeah, yeah. Is that chair going to be the right size? Feet fit underneath her, right?
They do.
Yeah.
They do.
Is that going to be all right there?
Yeah, so get as many blankets or towels.
How about we turn it around this way so it doesn't slide around too much? There we are.
There you go.
Try that.
Fabulous.
All right, so how are you going with your setup? I'm going to kneel in here because I've got a little bit of a chat to do with you. So, when you're relaxing, you've got, already you can see with Christina, she's taking the strain, you're right there. All right, so she's getting her head really heavy, putting it down onto the blanket. She's got a comfortable seat, hips slightly higher than her knees. We seem to be on quite a big angle there. Let's see if we can, oh, there we go. All right. So hips slightly higher than the knees, shoulders relaxed because the arms are resting on the chair. And really you can just tell me how that feels.
Feels really good, and I can feel like the stretching through the back because it's a forward fold that's supported, and we're still, even in the restorative, getting that gentle stretch.
That's right, and if you've got tight hamstrings, you'll probably be finding that it's reasonably activating under the backs of your legs. My chair is probably not the best. I probably wouldn't be able to put my legs underneath that part of the chair. We seem to have a really strong wind outside.
I know, it's blowing out there, isn't it?
Not sure if it's got to your place yet, wherever you are. But do you feel like you could stay there for 3 or 4 minutes?
Yes, I do.
Okay, well hopefully you've found yourself a position where you can stay for 3 or 4 minutes, because I'm going to invite you to do some breathing and move your breath. Imagine moving your breath, because from a scientific point of view, obviously your breath is into your lungs. But the idea of this meditation is for you to use the breath movement to ease pain in your body and in your sore joints. So let's just start with some inhalations and exhalations. So breathe in and breathe out. Let's go again. Inhale. And we're going to work on the parts of our body that are from our hips up to our shoulders. So on your next inhale, inhale deeply, and on the exhalation, send the breath to the buttocks. Seem to have got a bit of a thing going on here. Sorry about that, everybody. I don't even know what that is. Just continue breathing. Sorry about that. Technology's a great thing, isn't it, folks? Let's start again. So focus again on your breath. Inhale deeply, and on the exhalation, send the breath to the buttocks. Inhale deeply, and on the exhalation, send the breath to the pelvis and the pelvic organs. Inhale deeply, and on the exhalation, send the breath to the abdomen and allow all the organs to relax, releasing blocked energy. Inhale deeply, and on the exhalation, send the breath to the chest, lungs and heart. Inhale deeply, And on the exhalation, send the breath to the throat. Now allow the breath to return to normal. Observe the front of the body as it becomes soft with ease and relaxation. Notice that there is a part of the front of the body that's not completely relaxed. Go to that part, inhale, and as you exhale, encourage it to relax. Inhale deeply, and on the exhalation, send the breath to the neck. Inhale deeply, and on the exhalation, send the breath to the whole scalp. Inhale deeply, and on the exhalation, send the breath to the ears and temple. Inhale deeply, and on the exhalation, send the breath to the jaw and the tongue. Inhale deeply, and on the exhalation, send the breath to the eyes and the eyebrows. Allow the breath to return to normal. Observe the head and face as it becomes soft with ease and relaxation. Notice if there is a part of your face or head not completely relaxed. Go to that part, inhale, and as you exhale, encourage it to relax. Begin to wake up the body. Take some deep, energizing breaths. Begin to wiggle your fingers and toes. Take gentle movements with your legs and arms to wake up your body. As you feel ready, move your hands, lift your head, take a stretch, and flutter your eyelids open. As usual, I'm sure we could have left Christina there all night.
Absolutely.
How did you go? Did you find that quite relaxing? Yeah, it's interesting, isn't it? The idea of using your breath in sort of a non-physiological way, but actually as the conduit to bring ease and relaxation to stiff parts of your body or sore joints. It's quite a good practice that if you remember, maybe make a note of it again, that you can use any old time. You've got a moment or two and you think, oh, my leg's a bit sore, but maybe you could just sit and imagine sending that breath down to your leg, to your knee, to your ankle, hip, shoulder, whatever's sore. And just allowing that simple routine to actually begin to bring release.
Absolutely.
Good. Let's see what people have written. Let's get back up here.
Exactly. They've probably all fallen asleep.
They probably have. Oops.
Nice time.
There we go. Have we still got some people there?
Have we still got some people there?
Here we go.
Feels good in my lower back. Very relaxing. Yeah,
great.
Absolutely. Isn't it very relaxing? And yes, it does feel good in the lower back. And it's funny, like all of those just gentle flexibility is
Let's try and not get our heads chopped off. We're not very good at this technology thing. We're getting better, shall I say?
We keep getting better. Yeah, we do. So
just sitting closer to you, there we are.
Exactly. Snuggle up. So just restorative practices are still increasing your flexibility, and particularly if you think about that breathing practice we started where you're breathing into your ribs and expanding the ribs at the front, at the side and in the back, you're creating a huge amount of movement in the body.
So we've done what we said we're going to do, which is always a great thing. I know, high five. Wow.
We're legends.
And of course, as usual at our Satsangs, we have a special deal for you. Now, I know that some people have hooked into my birthday special, which was pretty cool.
It was awesome. Yeah.
So I'm really pleased to have those people along. But we thought that we'd like to launch our coaching part of our program with this flexibility satsang. So it goes like this.
It does go like this. So basically, at the moment, if you buy the lifetime access, it's $199. And normally we would charge extra to do some coaching. But the special for the month of July, we're starting a flexibility coaching group on the 1st of August. That's a Monday night. And basically, for the month of July, if you buy the lifetime access, $199 for flexibility, you can join our flexibility coaching for the month of August for $0. You will be invited into the group for free. And what we find is that those coaching groups are really good in terms of actually keeping the commitment and the discipline. So you'll notice that today we put up commit, be disciplined.
Yeah, that's right.
As our reminder of our Thankful Thursday. So when you're working through a 28-day program over a month with a group of other people who are working to that program, then you're far more likely to actually do the program.
To complete it. Yeah, that's right.
And you experience the benefits.
Yeah, that's right. And so you've got us on tap once a week. We'll be having a group maybe like this, or however we decide to do it with you. And then also messenger groups, so you can chat with us any old time and say, oh, you know, I love that, whatever, or I found that hard, or I found this good reading, or whatever it is that you've taken from those 28 days as you work through. And we would just love to be able to coach you along, and that's our free offer for you for the month of July. If you sign up, it's $199 and you get it's nearly $400 worth of free coaching.
Absolutely. Yeah, the coaching would normally cost $399 on top of the $199 access. So you're getting that coaching package as a gift from us for being such a valuable client. So join on and sign up for your flexibility lifetime access and join us for some coaching from the 1st of August. And the coaching isn't just about obviously the flexibility. Things will come up along the way. You use the group to work through those things that come up.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. So to get you started, don't forget to, and unfortunately my printer wasn't very colourful. It's sort of supposed to be lovely green. But this is the free ebook, so that's on our website as well. That gives you it's eight pages of, I can't even do this. So 5 flexibility habits that work. All right, and so we've got stand tall and breathe, swing your arms and feel joy in your day, use the flow of your day, be active and create the habit, and rest and recover, which sounds a bit like what we did today. So if you want to download that 5 flexibility habits that work, visit our website www.yoga2transform.com and download it and get started on your flexibility journey to maintain it so that when it gets cold, your body stays fine. Flexible, and you're going to age well, all right? So that's what we're looking for.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Well, everybody,
Namaste.
Namaste. Look forward to hearing from you.
Yeah. And
seeing you. Thanks very much.
Take care.
You can always look back on this because it's recorded and saved for you.
Namaste.
Namaste.